CCTV cameras are meant to deter criminals from breaking into houses and businesses, and to provide authorities with patterns of evidence when a crime is committed. But every now and then, CCTV video captures creepy and strange events that cannot be explained, and many of these remain unexplained mysteries to this day. Number 5. The Guitar, Amp, and Keyboard Shop in Brighton, England, has been in operation for over 25 years. It's known as one of the largest musical instrument retailers in the UK, and has been visited by many well-known musicians. But one night in 2019, the shop seemingly had a visitor of another kind when CCTV cameras inside the shop captured a series of events while the store was closed that have left their staff baffled and a little creeped out. The camera clearly shows that no one is present, yet at 5:17 a.m., two guitars that are displayed on a hanging rack can be seen swaying back and forth despite not being touched by anyone. But the strange footage doesn't end there. Exactly 30 minutes later, on another hanging wall display, a price tag that is attached to one of the guitars can be seen flying off before floating down to the ground. Mark Batch, a videographer, explained that the CCTV cameras inside the store were yet to be triggered when they sensed movements, which only deepens the unexplained mystery. In another video taken 1 month earlier while the shop was open, a strange, transparent figure can be seen moving across the shop floor, past a member of staff who is oblivious to its presence. A few minutes later, it returns and moves across the floor again, but once again, no one seems to notice. Staff members have also witnessed other strange events in the store, such as items falling over for no apparent reason. But not everyone is surprised by these events, since the store is located in a city that was named as one of Britain's most haunted locations, according to a 2016 online database. Many other businesses have reported paranormal activity, with more than 120 similar incidents being reported throughout the city. Number 4. On the 23rd of July, 2018, a 48-year-old night security guard from Palm Springs by the name of Douglas Benfield was working at a construction site in Cathedral City in California when he noticed something creepy on his CCTV monitor that couldn't be explained. He says that at 8:56 p.m., he started feeling strange, though there was no apparent reason. Then, out of the corner of his eye, he saw something strange on his security monitor and decided to play it back so that he could get a better look at what it was. The footage shows an outside view of the site, and cars can be seen driving past on a nearby road. Suddenly, and seemingly out of nowhere, a bright green object can be seen rising up from the ground as if it's taking off. The object has a strange shape, with the middle column flanked by two glowing platforms at its sides. It hovers in mid-air for a few seconds before emitting bright light and suddenly shooting off into the sky at great speed and disappearing. Douglas states that he couldn't believe what he was seeing, and he played the footage back repeatedly, but couldn't figure out what it was. He made a recording of the footage and sent it to his son, Skylar, who was just as dumbfounded by the strange security footage. Since his life was very busy at the time, he didn't show the footage to anyone else, but came across the recording in 2020 and decided that he wanted to share the recovered footage with members of the public. Some people have speculated that the cameras merely caught a reflection of a passing car's headlights, or that it may have been the result of nearby traffic lights. But Douglas maintains that the video is a strange one, and despite having watched it many times, he says that it still creeps him out. Number 3. In November of 2013, strange events were captured by the CCTV camera system in Jimmy's World Grill and Bar, located in England. In the footage, the majority of the restaurant's customers are seated at the top of the screen, with a further 4 tables in the middle of the restaurant unoccupied. But at the bottom of the screen, one female customer is seen dining by herself, with 2 glasses and a plate in front of her on the table. Waiters can be seen moving between the tables, and it seems to be just another normal day at the restaurant. But after a while, the woman gets up from her table and walks towards the busier section of the restaurant, where she picks up another plate. During the time that she's away from the table, however, inexplicable events take place that seem to go unnoticed by everyone else present in the restaurant. First, a special menu that's been placed on the table moves on its own accord with no one in the vicinity. A few seconds later, the napkin that the woman had been using slips off the end of the table and falls to the floor without explanation. A few more seconds pass before the plate that she'd been eating out of can be seen moving across the table before falling to the ground, also without anyone nearby. A woman seated at a nearby table seems to be the only one who hears the plate falling as she turns around in her seat to see what's going on. The restaurant's manager told reporters that a customer seated a few tables away brought the incident to his attention after she heard a loud crash and found that the table was unoccupied, which seemed strange to her. He immediately went over to the table and found the broken plate on the floor, along with some cutlery that had been dragged to the floor by the moving plate. At the time, he didn't think too much of it, but when discussing the incident with members of his staff, they suspected that it may have been caused by a ghost or a poltergeist. Someone suggested that he take a look at the CCTV footage to see if it captured the incident on camera, and he was astonished by what he saw. Many commenters have stated that they believed the video evidence to be a hoax, as the camera angle fails to show the area where the plate, the cutlery, or the menu hit the ground, and they believe it to be a publicity stunt to create interest in the restaurant. The manager, however, states that the restaurant staff has shown a lot of interest in the possibility that they may be dealing with an otherworldly presence, and that the incident has made it rather scary to lock up at night when the restaurant closes for the day. Number 2. The Niles Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, located in Illinois, was first opened in 1976. The facility provides 24-hour care and rehabilitation services for patients with Alzheimer's disease and dementia, but it also provides other services such as ophthalmology, podiatry, and dental care. But on the 1st of September 2012, the building's CCTV cameras recorded a creepy event that has left many viewers in disbelief, wondering if the building may be home to past patients that still linger in its halls. At around 3:23 a.m., the camera shows one of the building's entrances where a couple of chairs are placed against a wall across from a pair of elevators, and all seems quiet with nothing out of place. But that's when a series of strange occurrences are caught on camera. First, what seems to be a walking cane appears out of thin air between the two chairs, leaning against the furthest one from the camera. The operator then switches to a different camera that shows the area directly in front of the elevators. A few seconds later, the cane can be seen sliding into view from across the floor, though no one is around. Multiple people are seen walking past the cane without noticing it on the ground, before it's seen moving a few inches on its own. One passing man eventually does see the cane. He picks it up and places it against the corner of a wall, where it remains unmoved for a few seconds. A man and woman then walk into the shot and wait for the elevator before getting in, and right after the doors close, the cane inexplicably disappears into thin air, as if it were never there. People who have watched the CCTV footage are divided as to what exactly happened. Some believe that the former owner of the cane still resides within the center's walls, while others feel that the video may have been manipulated to make viewers believe that the building is haunted. Whatever the case may be, no one has come forward to offer an explanation for the creepy footage, and for now it remains an unsolved mystery. Number 1. A Redditor known as Old Ghost Hunter posted a video to Reddit of a room in an abandoned French mansion that shows strange events caught on one of the building's CCTV cameras. The owners of the mansion didn't want to share the building's location, but it's known that it was built in the 19th century by owners of a factory. The building hadn't been known for any paranormal activity until 2009, when CCTV cameras were installed. This was done because the building seemed to be degrading at a rapid pace, and the owners wanted to see if they could find the cause. In the video clip, the camera shows an old, dusty room inside the building. On one side of the room, 6 chairs have been stacked in pairs, each with one chair placed upside down on top of the other. The room also contains a few other chairs, stools, and small tables that have been placed near the other walls. At first, everything seems quiet and normal inside the room, until 2 objects that have been placed on one of the small tables fly off and end up on the floor. A few seconds later, another smaller object flies off the same table, though it's hard to make out exactly what it is. A few moments later, the chairs on the left-hand side of the room start to move without any explanation or anyone being near them. All the windows in the room are closed, and there's no indication that a breeze is entering the building. Next, one of the chairs that have been placed upside down start to move back and forth on top of the other. The chair almost seems as if it's being pulled by some unseen force that's trying to topple it over. After a few seconds, the chair stops moving around, and everything seems to go back to normal. But this isn't where the creepy footage ends. In a sudden burst, all 7 of the chairs are flung across the room in different directions at the same time. They end up scattered across the floor a few feet away from where they came to rest. There's clearly no one present in the room, and there's no logical explanation for the strange activity. Many people have stated that they believe that it's due to a poltergeist that is present in the building. Since the video was recorded, the mansion has been demolished and replaced with a supermarket, and thus there will be no chance for a future investigation into this unsolved mystery, and we can only speculate whether the mansion is really haunted. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep up to date with all of our future uploads. But I've been Ty Knotts, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.